All of us have heard many times about global problems of our world and what consequences can befall us if we do not pay attention to them. Many scientists and specialists have made predictions on this or that global problem and offered various solutions to them. But what if we ask what the future holds for artificial intelligences, which are known to process huge databases every day and have answers to almost all questions in all spheres of human activity? I asked the ChatGPT what global issues he thinks could lead to the extinction of humanity, and here's what he told me.
Climate change. Global warming and its consequences, such as extreme weather, rising sea levels, ecosystem destruction, and food shortages, can lead to serious crises.
We have known about climate change for a long time, and are also aware of the measures that humanity is taking to prevent it, such as switching to more environmentally friendly sources of energy production, such as wind turbines or solar panels. But are our actions enough to prevent an environmental catastrophe if the artificial intelligence has included it in the list of global problems? According to the same ChatGPT, the probability that global climate change will occur is 90%. The artificial intelligence's explanation is that climate change is already happening, and some of these changes are already affecting us.
Nuclear war. The use of nuclear weapons could cause widespread destruction and the deaths of millions of people, as well as cause a nuclear winter that would severely disrupt Earth's ecosystems.
We hear these two words more and more often, but based on common sense, many realize that mass use of nuclear weapons would lead to the extinction of humanity. So for many decades, these weapons lie in their stockpiles and are occasionally used during drills on remote and uninhabited places. But why did the artificial intelligence include this to the problems that may await us in the future? Even though the AI believes that the probability of this event is only 10 to 15%, we should not forget that mankind once already used nuclear weapons on two populated cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This tragedy left a deep trace in our history, and it happened during the war. In today's politically unstable times, no one can be 100% sure that no government or ruler will ever think of pressing the red button. In fact, the artificial intelligence itself explains its prediction as follows. Relatively low risk at present because of political agreements, but risks increase with political instability and new weapons.
Biological threats. Pandemics or bioterrorist attacks using genetically modified pathogens could be catastrophic for humanity.
The Asian flu, the Black Death, and Spanish flu are some of the most famous pandemics and epidemics that have claimed many millions of lives. And while modern medicine has moved far ahead, viruses and bacteria are also not standing still and are evolving, acquiring defenses against ever more advanced drugs. And while human resources are limited, and it is increasingly difficult for mankind to develop better methods of fighting pathogens, nature has enormous potential and, one could say, limitless resources for evolution and improvement. COVID-19 shook humanity up a lot. Many people predicted irreversible consequences. But as in the past, mankind has survived. We go on with our lives, looking back on what happened with more calmness. What is a little frightening is the threat of bioterrorist attacks that the artificial intelligence predicts for us. It takes the resources of an entire nation to create such a weapon. So we can only hope that no one in their right mind will engage in such developments.
Technological disasters. The development of artificial intelligence or autonomous systems out of control could pose a threat to humanity. Risks also include accidents at major technological facilities.
Many movies have been made and many books have been written about artificial intelligence that has rebelled against humanity. In today's world, there is still not enough knowledge and resources to create a truly powerful AI. But many famous people have spoken out about the fears in the field of artificial intelligence development. It's unlikely that we're in for a machine uprising in the near future, but could an AI uprising happen in other ways? For example, the accidental or ad hoc disabling of nuclear power plants that will be controlled only by computers without human involvement. An example of the effects of technological disasters can be seen by looking back at the history of the Pripyat and Fukushima nuclear power plants. ChatGPT has calculated that such events can happen with a probability of 5 to 10%. His explanation is that the risk is not very high for now, but is growing as AI develops and global regulation does not exist.
Natural resource depletion. Overpopulation and overconsumption can lead to the depletion of key resources such as fresh water, soil for growing food and minerals, triggering conflicts and global crises.
Humanity was once on the verge of a great famine, as soil is depleted with years of exploitation. In 1909, a scientist from Germany, Fritz Haber, was able to develop liquid ammonia, an ideal fertilizer that saturates the earth with liquid nitrogen. According to many studies, if not for Haber's invention, today's world population would be several billion less due to lack of food. By the way, Haber also made a great contribution to the development of chemical weapons and was involved in thousands of deaths during the First World War. He was always ready to personally promote its use on the battlefield, despite the prohibition of the Hague Declaration of 1899, to which Germany signed. The artificial intelligence predicts with 80% probability that we are facing a future where the global supply of natural resources will dwindle. Ecosystems are already suffering from overconsumption. Therefore, it is high time for mankind to consider whether it is worth using our planet so greedily. In conclusion, the artificial intelligence says that individually each of the problems mankind is able to solve, but predicts a combination of environmental and social crises in the coming decades, which in turn can cause great harm to the entire planet. Of course, it is worth realizing that an incalculable number of factors influence everything that is happening and what will happen. At the moment to take into account and calculate them cannot even the most powerful computer on our planet. So piously believe in the predictions of AI, in my opinion, is not worth it. But we should think about what contribution we can make to prevent these catastrophes. If you are interested in how the artificial intelligence will answer the questions of interest to mankind, then put a like and subscribe to my channel. And I, in turn, will question the AI and tell you about it in my next videos.